Hi, I'm Paula Gill. I'm the product manager for the rp5800 retail system. I'm here today talking with Pete Austin. We're going to be looking at the integration system that's encasing the rp5800. So Pete, tell me a little bit about what's right down here on the bottom.
So at the very bottom we have our cash drawer, which is already an option available to our customers, and above it is the terminal enclosure that houses the rp5800 system.
So what are the benefits of having it within a closure?
Well, first, the simplest thing is that it makes the rp5800 system the same width as the cash drawer, so it provides a nice, neat stack up.
Okay, and security features?
Yeah, so because it's inside an enclosure, it limits access to the CD drive. You can't get access to the internal of the unit there's security access for your memory and your hard drives and whatnot, and also in the rear of the terminal enclosure there is a cable cover that nicely hides all of your rear peripherals from customer view.
So the I/O ports and the cables are all protected.
Yes.
Now, what happens if I want to get to those cables?
Well, it's very simple. There's two screws that are captive to the cable cover that you loosen, and then the cable cover simply slides to the left and lifts off.
Okay, so great for service. So
yep.
Once I've undone all my cables, how do I actually remove the unit from the front?
Yeah, so the unit's actually simply accessed by removing the front bezel of the terminal enclosure. There's two buttons, one on the left and right, that you depress, and then you rotate the bezel out from the bottom and lift it out.
Okay, and then how do you remove the unit?
You simply reach to the left and right side of the unit and slide it out for service. You must remember to remove the I/O first.
Take the cables out.
And then you have your unit for service.
Great. Okay, let's slide it back in. So this enclosure is one option, so you can buy this just on its own.
That is correct.
Okay, and we've got it stood on top of the cash drawer today. But you could actually have the cash drawer somewhere else, and you could have the 5800 standing on top of the counter.
Absolutely.
Okay, so what's on top of the enclosure here? I see an integration assembly, and it's housing a bunch of peripherals. I see a keyboard, printer, a couple of monitors, and a barcode scanner.
That is
Talk
correct.
me through the features of this integration tray.
So the integration tray, as you said, accommodates all the peripherals that you might need for your point-of-sale system. It has a lower deck that provides accommodation for the keyboard, and there's a cable routing capability of this system tray as well. You may be difficult to see, but there's a hole under the tray that provides a cable route for the keyboard, the scanner, the printer, and the monitors to the rear I/O cable hidden behind the cable guide. The integration tray is designed to provide for left or right station setup, so that if you want, you can mount the pole on the left side and the printer can go on the right side. The barcode scanner as well can mount left or right side.
Okay. So what I'm seeing here is there's actually two holes,
yes,
here and here, and it's same repeated on the other side, so you could move the barcode scanner from side to side.
Side to side, and also two locations on each side. It can mount to the aft or forward if you prefer it forward.
Okay, great.
For your particular setup.
Now I see that we've got one printer here. What happens if I have a larger printer?
So there's another tray insert. This insert was designed specifically for the HP smaller printer. For larger printers, including the large HP printer, there's another insert that replaces this one, and it provides the additional shelf space off the rear for this large printer.
And that actually comes with the integration
yes.
tray, so it's part of the package. If you want to mount the monitors, that's actually a separate option. Talk about the first option, so this pole.
So the first option is the pole display, which is provided with two pole sections. Presently, we're just set up with one of the two, but you can add a second pole to get even higher if you need to, and it comes with one Visa arm assembly. If you want, so if your station is going to use one display and perhaps a two-line VFD module, the VFD module mounts to the top end of the pole. and it can mount on the top end of the second pole section if you need. If you want to utilize a second LCD display panel, then you can purchase a second optional Visa arm assembly to mount to the pole.
And that comes as actually a separate option. So
that's correct.
If you don't want to have a second arm, you don't have to have that, and that's completely separate.
Yes.
So just to talk through a couple of use cases, if you were to mount this on a counter that actually had a wall, this could be hidden with your employee, so this all could be down behind the counter. This arm could actually be mounted up high on a pole, so it was up high. If you don't want that, if you want to actually have interaction with the customer, you can keep these both down very low. We've got them mounted kind of midway on this pole, but you could actually put them down further, and like I said, you could put them up high, so it's very flexible.
Yes.
And if you wanted, you could move everything to the other side if
that is
what
correct.
The setup required.
Also, if you have a larger printer, the display arm's designed to provide about 5 inches of left and right display positioning. Very simple.
Great. I think that's everything that we can talk about on our integration assembly. Just to recap, 4 parts. You have an enclosure to cover the unit. You have a tray to keep everything neat and tidy together and to cover all of your cables. You have a pole display to mount the front monitor. You have an additional arm to mount the back monitor if needed. You can also put a 2-line display in the top, and that's everything. It comes as 4 separate parts, so you can configure this however you want.